Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great Transport Trial. Today, this court will examine a critical question. Can we trust the forecasts that shape Europe's road transport policies, or are they leading us down the wrong path? Presiding over the case is Judge Fairmotion, guiding this debate with balance and fairness. On one side, the prosecution team, ready to argue that the future article places too much weight on limited models and overlooks vital demand-side strategies. On the other hand, the defense team, determined to defend the study's methods, its country-specific findings, and its practical recommendation for policymakers. Joining them, the expert witnesses will provide deeper insight and prediction models, electric vehicles, and emission strategies. And in the end, the jury representing society at large will hear the evidence and deliver a verdict. This is more than a trial about numbers on a page. It is about climate, cities, and the future of mobility across Europe. The court is in section. Let the great transport trial begin.
Before this course opens, we must understand the case. Road transport is responsible for roughly 73% greenhouse gas emission within Europe's transport sector. This is the battlefield where urban planning, technology, and human behavior meet. In 2021, EG published prediction and evaluation of greenhouse gas emission for sustainable road transport with Europe. The study predicts emission by vehicle types, car, light-duty trucks, heavy-duty trucks for 4 countries, UK, Germany, France, and Italy, using data from 2013 to 2016 and forecasting through 2025.
To make those forecasts, the authors used the Gray Prediction Model GM 1.1. This model is designed for small or incomplete datasets. It smoothens short historical series via an accumulated generating operation and fits a simple first-order differential equation to extrapolate trends according to Hamzazebi and Karakut.
Key headline prediction from the paper: overall emission rise across the board. HDTs are projected as the largest contributors in Germany and Italy. LDTs shows rapid growth in the UK, estimate up to 50 to 66%, and cars remain the dominant source in France and across the EU, according to Kanza conclude.
Based on this forecast, the other proposed policy mix improve fuel efficiency, support EVs and alternative fuel, invest in multimodal rail and truck freight, adopt emission-based vehicle labeling, and consider distance-based road tax. These are the measures put before policymakers in their paper.
Court must decide, does the article give policymakers useful, accurate guidance, or does it mislead by over-relying on a limited model and omitting key demand-side strategies? Prosecution, are you ready?
Ready.
Order. This court convenes to hear the case EU road transport versus the climate. The article by Kazanko Group is accused of methodological overreach and policy bias. Prosecution, your opening statement.
Your Honor, this paper tries to guide policy using limited data and a model that assumes smooth trends. We will show 3 problems: unreliable forecasting under volatile conditions, and overemphasize on electrification without full life cycle scrutiny, and neglect on demand side invention that change travel behavior.
Objection. The article provides country-specific breakdowns, vehicle type forecasts, and practical policy options, tools that governments can use now. This court should weigh both limitations and utility.
Noted. Prosecution, call your first witness.
we will call Dr. Critical to the stand to explain model risk.
Dr. Critical, I will explain about the model risk. GM is useful for short-range forecasting with small sample, but it assumes a relatively stable and underlying pattern. Transport emission, however, respond to shock, pandemic, full price swings, and rapid policy shift. CL show gray models struggles in volatile context and can understate uncertainty. Model underestimate uncertainty. Policymaker may adopt measure based on an overconfident forecast. That risk is central here.
Now, EV skeptics testify on life cycle emissions.
Electric vehicles reduce tailpipe emission, but their life cycle carbon dioxide depends on battery production and the electronic mix. According to Hawkins and subsequent LCA studies show battery manufacturing can be carbon intensive. In regions with coal heavy grid, EVs can shift emission to power generation rather than eliminate them.
So the question is, are EVs a silver bullet or a partial solution that need cleaner grids and better supply chain?
Finally, the prosecution argues the article underplays demand-side approach. Kuzik highlights that avoid shift improve strategies, reducing trips, shifting models, and improving vehicle tech are especially effective and often lower cost. Example, Urec bike highways and London's congestion policies.
Submit that the article technocentric focus miss important opportunity for behavioral and urban design intervention.
Okay, now we will call Mr. Datta.
I am Dr. Tata. I will straight to the point. 3.1.1 is a pragmatic choice when the data are limited. It applies accumulated generating operation to smooth, noisy, and fit a first-order equation to reveal short-term trend. According to the hazard curve, the orders validated their prediction with error analysis and transparently report limitation according to the Kazan-Kong rule.
Beyond methodology, this paper's real contribution is its granular country-by-country breakdown, critical in policy design.
Details finding by country as summarized by Kazan-Kong rule. In Germany, HDTs are the largest and faster growing source among freight categories. Solutions: stricter HDT fuel efficiency standards, target tolling and model shift to rear freight for long haul roads. In Italy, heavy logistics and urging vehicle fleet make HDTs and older cars big contributors. Policies should combine retrofit programs and freight optimization. In the United Kingdom, significant growth in LDTs, delivery vans and small trucks linked to e-commerce expansion. Solutions include cleaner last mile fleets, electric delivery vehicles where grids are clean, and micro consolidation centers to cut empty trips. In France, cars remain dominant. Urban policy that combine tight emission standards with modern shift investments, public transport, and active mobility are effective.
This theory insight allows policymakers to choose high impact levels for each country rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. Country specificity is a strength.
Policy toolkit, fuel quality, vehicle labeling, multimodal freight and distance-based taxes are realistic steps for governments, according to the Kazan-Kong Group.
Models matter because they shape policy. If policymaker trade forecast center estimate as certainty, they risk misallocating resources. Demand-side measure, remote work policy, 15 minutes city planning, public transport investment are low. Regret action that the article does not prioritize enough based on Krozik.
We agree demand side is important, but we must act now with the best available evidence. This paper gives concrete country-specific guidance that can be implemented now, while models are refined and grids decarbonized, according to the Kazan-Goglu.
After hearing testimony and weighing evidence, the court issue its ruling. Guilty of oversimplification, the article relies on a single forecasting approach that can understate uncertainty in volatile contexts. Not guilty of irrelevance, the paper provides actionable country-level insights and a practical policy toolkit that policymakers can begin to use. The court orders a combined strategy because no single level will suffice. We call this as the ASI mandate: avoid, shift, improve. First is avoid, is cut the unnecessary trips, promote remote work where possible, adopt 15-minute neighborhood planning, and encourage digital services.
Second is shift. Invest in active and public transport. Dedicated 200 billion ringgit to protect cycling lanes, bus rapid transit, and rail freight update.
Third is improve. Adopt cleaner vehicles technologies, but only alongside grid decarbonization and stronger supply chain standards for batteries.
Implement country-specific packages. For example, in Germany and Italy, freight efficiency and rail. For UK, cleaner last-mile logistics. For France, urban car reduction and transit investments.
And always pair each measure with behavioral and planning intervention that where the greatest long-term impact lies.